my career, I've definitely stolen over $1 million worth of shit easily. I thought I was fucking untouchable as a kid. The more I got involved with drugs, the more I started hanging out with the worst crowd of people.
I was kind of just search and destroy, man. Anything and everything with the lock got clipped.
Once shit closed down after midnight, 7 days a week we went out jacking. I never, ever went to jail as a juvenile. We came up with a huge heist, came out to $330,000 in jewelry. Fuck yeah, we pulled this off, like, let's go sell this shit and make some real money now. Police just come and beat the door down, and I was like, oh fuck. They didn't play with me and just threw the book at me. That's what started my prison career. I remember driving on the bus to the prison facility, and you drive through every yard and you drop inmates off. And then you go back to the higher security yards, and then they're like, Meyerhoff. I was like, oh my God, of course this is the yard I'm going to. I remember getting off that bus and I was so fucking scared, you know, I'm 140 pounds. Hadn't even hit puberty, can't even shave. I remember walking into that first housing, and I can't even describe how empty that feeling is. That was the first time in my life I felt like so alone. I'd always heard the best way to make yourself known or to not get fucked with in there is if people know you're tough. The only thing I could think of was by picking a fight with somebody. And the dude that lived right next to me, he was a big, bad dude, you know? When you first come to prison, they tell you there's no sucker punches in prison because you're the sucker if you get punched. I go to get in there and he says something to me about being in his house. I say something smart back to him, and when he turns around to take a dip out of his mouth, I just start wailing on him. I was on top of him, hitting him, and beat the shit out of this dude. The next day, everybody knows my name. All these OGs that have never even said a word to me are like, hey, youngster, what's up? I heard what you did. And then I go to the chow hall, the dude running the yard is like, hey, you sit at my table now. So now I get to sit at the back table. And the back table is where the shot callers sit. The guy that was running the yard was a real high profile dude. Asked me what my goals are, what I want to do, and if I want to put in work. I raised my hand and said, yes, I would do that. By putting in work, I mean that you smash people that are snitches, child molesters, sex offenders, all that stuff. And I was like, we can do that? And they're like, yes, this is prison. I was like, cool. I'd gotten snitched on and got 12 years for it, so of course I want to put in work. And I just started fucking people up in there, like any chance I could get. That's what started my fucking prison career. In prison, one thing is you have no say over your nickname. So if any of the OGs would ever give you a nickname, that is your name, and there isn't shit you can really do about it. I'm addicted to chapstick as it is. I always would carry the chapstick for fighting. I could do damage in literally 6 seconds with like 3 punches and 1 stomp on their head, you know? So one of my buddies actually started calling me Chappie. I fucking hated it. And if you weren't an OG and you tried to call me Chappie, I would punk you and we would fight.
Peter told me in visitation, Dad, I'm not going to be a layman here. That led to Peter becoming an enforcer, all against my wishes and desires. But I couldn't judge him. I just told Pete, don't die on me.
At 23 years old, I ran up the yard. 5 years into my prison sentence. That was the first time that I turned from being just one of the soldiers to the actual shot caller myself. Prison rank is kind of simple. I mean, you just have your group of soldiers, you know, but you have certain soldiers that you know are going to do certain things. I mean, I had kids that just ran stores to me, and that was part of their thing. Other dudes that were down to smash people and put in work. Then you have other dudes that are willing to stab people for you. On top of that, it's just a shot caller. The dude running the yard, who technically gets the money from that yard. I'd officially given up on thinking about the streets. I'm not even bitter about that anymore. I mean, this is the path I want to take in here. My goal is to where, like, my name was so bad, when I hit a yard, cops would talk about me and they didn't want me there. That's how fucked up my head got so quick. A year before I was getting out, I flipped out on a cop, and I remember telling the cop, like, fuck you, you don't know who I am, this shit don't fly here. And one of my partners, who used to be like one of my OGs in there, just told me he was worried about me. He's like, you're angry, brother. And I'm like, yeah, duh, so? And he's like, you're going home in a year. I was so angry and such a psycho. I was honestly never prepared to get out of prison.